All right, what's going on, Twitter? Today I'm going to be reviewing the Keychron M4 fingertip mouse, and more importantly, comparing it to the Darmoshark M5 fingertip mouse. A few different people commented on my Darmoshark M5 review asking if I had opinions on it compared to the Keychron, since I claimed that the M5 was the best budget fingertip mouse on the market. Truth is, I had not tried it at the time, so I ordered one, the M4, and I've been using it extensively over the past month or so. So let's go ahead and go over the pros and cons of the Keychron M4 and then finally pick a winner between the two at the end of the video. Starting off with the pros, this mouse has some really great strong points. The clicks are impressively good on this mouse. They are tactile with practically zero pre and post travel. I'm super impressed with them, and they are almost up there with the HTR or the OP1 8K clicks, but not quite there. Still insanely good clicks though. The stock skates are another strong point of the mouse, as they work very well with glass, which is really all I use nowadays. They wore in very well and became super smooth during gameplay. Lastly, for the pros, the shape was surprisingly great for me. When I first opened the mouse, I instantly thought that it would be way too small for me. I mean, you can see the comparison of it with the Darmoshark. It's tiny, like much smaller. But once I got used to it, I loved it, and I've heard other people say this when talking about small mice, but it really does feel like you're using a pencil or just pointing with your finger when you're tracking during gameplay, and it's a very unique but great feeling mouse. Moving on to the cons of the mouse, there are still a few with the M4, the first being the scroll wheel. It's very hard to press and it's extremely small. I know the mouse itself is small, but I really feel like they could have made it just a little bit bigger. Like I said earlier, it's also hard to press, which is probably because of how small it is, and it was definitely noticeable during gameplay. I feel like if this was a full-size mouse, it would not be nearly as noticeable, but because it's a fingertip mouse, it does need to be somewhat easy to press so that you don't accidentally move the mouse when you do click in on the middle mouse. The coating is another drawback. I wouldn't say that the coating is as lackluster as the Darmoshark's coating, but I still felt like I needed to put grips on it. Unfortunately, it did not come with grips like the Darmoshark did, so I had to improvise and use some cicada wings that I had, which did the trick, but I still wish the coating was just better in general. Lastly, I know that this seems contradictory to what I just said, but some aspects of the shape are a drawback. Although I love that the mouse is small, the sides of the mouse have a weird curvature to them. You can kind of see that it has those curvy sides. And really, I just wish that that wasn't there. If Keychron had just made them completely flat like the Darmoshark sides, I would have zero complaints about the shape, but alas, they did, so there could be a couple improvements for the shape. So for a rating, it's not a big surprise, but I would also give this mouse a 3.5 out of 5, just like I did the Darmoshark. It's a very solid mouse that I would recommend buying. But the real question is, comparing the two mice, which one would I give my stamp of approval and which one am I really going to tell you to buy? Honestly, when I think about playing with both mice, I did enjoy using the Keychron more than I did the Darmoshark. I think the size of the mouse is really what did it for me. I thought I would hate tiny mice like this one, but I ended up loving it. Another positive for the Keychron is the clicks, like I talked about before. They are miles better than the Darmoshark, and I could instantly tell during gameplay. On the other side though, the flat sides of the Darmoshark and the better middle mouse do add to its case as the best budget FTIP mouse. I also think that the stock skates on the Darmoshark would be better suited for a cloth pad, which does cater to a wider audience. All in all, it's very hard to decide between these two mice. They are both the same weight and similarly priced. The Darmoshark does have 8K, which the Keychron does not. It only goes up to 4K. But for me, I really just enjoyed using the Keychron much more, and I felt more comfortable with it during gameplay. Now, this does not mean that you shouldn't consider buying the Darmoshark when purchasing a budget FTIP mouse. The shape of the Darmoshark is way safer than the shape of the Keychron. The Keychron is by far the smallest stock mouse I've ever seen, so getting it definitely poses a risk if you don't have baby hands. The Darmoshark, on the other hand, has flat sides. It's got a medium-sized hump that gives it more to hold on to. So if you've never had a fingertip mouse before, I honestly would recommend the Darmoshark. But if I had to endorse one as the one that I enjoy more, it's definitely the Keychron. Anyway, that's going to wrap up this review. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.